What's going on YouTube? It's Otto, and today I wanted to take a few minutes to talk about Gatewalkers. We got 2 short days away from release, and I just wanted to go over some expectations of the game, kind of what to expect with the game, and maybe even answer a few questions that you may currently have. So to start off, we'll just kind of briefly touch up on what is Gatewalkers, right? So it's a cooperative action RPG with survival elements. It can be played solo as far as completing the main story, but there are certain activities that you will need a friend to complete. But the cool thing about this game is that you will experience procedurally generated worlds, meaning that no 2 worlds will be exactly the same. And this is exactly what they're promising here. Now, we'll see how much they hold up to that, right? How different will they actually be? Is my question. But nonetheless, there are 5 different biomes that you will experience during your playthrough of the storyline. And I'm going to kind of put a photo with a bigger description of what it is, and I'm going to try to summarize it as best as I can. But you have a forest world. It's going to be the first world you experience. This is going to be the world that has the most resources, and you're going to probably end up visiting the most. Now with this world, it does have a day and night cycle, and at night your point of view, your area, your light circumference slowly decreases to the point where you can't see anything almost, and it actually causes what they basically consider it madness, and you start spawning like nightmare creatures. The way to combat that is that you're going to have some sort of light source, whether it be a torch or maybe even a fire pit, I think. I didn't test that in the alpha. Or you can even consume a glowing mushroom, and that will help prevent the darkness from taking over. Now, next you have an ice world. The ice world, well, it's kind of obvious here. You're going to be dealing with cold weather. So you're going to have to wear warmer clothing and have some sort of fire source. You can craft campfires and such to stay warm. Next up, you have the toxic world. Now, again, kind of following a similar pattern here, but you're going to be dealing with a lot of poison here. Now, in order to combat that, you're going to be able to craft a mask, and I'm sure there are going to be consumables to assist with combating the poison as well. Next up, we have Sky Rocks, or the Sky World. Now, from my understanding, I never got to play this world, but from my understanding, you'll be dealing with a random lightning strikes that will appear, but it's not exactly random. Like there's like some kind of meter or something that I guess your actions cause it to build up, and eventually it causes these lightning strikes or strike. And I believe you can build some sort of like pylon to combat that. Not exactly sure what else you can do there. Now with the fire world, they state that you'll be facing extreme temperatures and dangerous anomalies such as fire tornadoes, geysers, and even meteors. There is no food or water on this planet, so note that down in your notepad. You might want to bring some food and water here. Now next up, we'll kind of go into the price point. Now, they're expecting the price point to be somewhere around $25, and being on a slight sale around the $20 mark for the launch of the game. Now, they are also stated that they expect to have about 50 hours of gameplay with the game. I'm assuming that is going to be the entire storyline along with any kind of side activities or quests that you can complete. Now, considering the price tag of the game and the uniqueness of what it is, I'm okay with that. $1 an hour for enjoyment. You're getting 50 hours. Like, you get more than $1 an hour there. And I think that's well justified. Now, with that being said, the devs have also stated that they will be, well, actually, they says launching one DLC later in 2023. I was going to say potentially, but the way it's stated here is that it's confirmed they will be releasing one paid DLC later in 2023 with new bosses and challenges to overcome. Now, they also stated that they will add some free content to all the players as well. For example, they've mentioned adding 2 extra content updates with new gear and enemies that will be completely free for all players. So there's a nice healthy balance there. They plan on kind of, wouldn't necessarily say a live service game, but they do have plans to update the game and kind of add to what you're paying for, right? So my question is, are you going to pick up Gatewalkers? Does the game look intriguing enough to you? It's a pretty different kind of game, I will admit. Something that's really cool about the game is that it really puts big emphasis on the cooperative mode, or just cooperative gameplay, I should say. Obviously, there's certain things in the game you can't do without a friend. That's kind of a thing there. But also, you can actually combo off of a friend with your skills, and it's really, really cool how it works. I wasn't able to test all the combinations, but basically the general gist with the comboing with a friend with your skills is that you will set up an initial skill and use it, and then a thing will proc for your friend to combo off of your skill. For example, my friend that I played with the alpha, he actually summoned like some sort of tornado or something, and I turned it into a fire tornado. So it was kind of neat, or at least that was my take on what happened there. So I'm not sure if it's all the same, like when you combo as far as animations go, or if there's different, if it works differently between the weapons and skills being used. I'm really excited to be able to try all the weapons out, all the different combinations. I will note that with the comboing, there are certain elements that proc with each other. So I think there's like 6 different elements in the game. If I'm not mistaken, like one element will proc off of 2 different elements, and etc. Right? So you can't necessarily just proc anything with anything. You kind of got to plan it with your friend. So for my overall thoughts on the game, I do think that it has a pretty fair price point. It offers some really solid gameplay. I'm not too sure about the story, considering I didn't get to play much of it. But from what little I played, it was okay. I'm never really big into story games for like RPG games. I don't know. I've just never been that kind of guy. Now, drop me like God of War or something, and that's a different story. I'm going to watch every cinematic there is. But nonetheless, I think overall, if this is something that interests you, it's a solid pickup for a solid price. Hands down. So, are you picking up Gatewalkers? What do you find most interesting about the game? Drop some comments down below. Share your thoughts. Until next time, Autobot out.